No friggin' way. Ugh.
You have blood on your hands. It cannot be cleansed.
My game just completely lagged out. Hey guys, it's Lovely Gamer 115, and for today's zombies video, I wanted the topic to be on the Mob of the Dead plane. I think I figured out the meaning for the Mob of the Dead plane, and it's not as great as you would expect. Honestly, I hope that it means more, and I could be wrong, because I like the zombie storyline to be as expensive as possible. So if I could be wrong, that would honestly be great. But for now, this is what makes sense to me. So I'm using Shadows of Evil as the background play, because I want to use it as a foundation. Let's think back to when we first started Shadows of Evil. When we first saw the plane, then we knew it was in Black Ops 3, we would later see it in the further maps. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight out and say what I think it means. I think that the plane is nothing more but a symbol. And I'm going to further explain what I mean by that. Right now that sounds lame because we have all the knowledge about the cycle, but if you think back to Shadows of Evil or the ending of Origin, we didn't have the knowledge that we have now. We didn't know that our Origins characters were stuck in some sort of cycle. So if we would have figured this out back then, that the plane was a symbol, then it would have been great. It would have been huge. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but in Revelations, I haven't seen the Mob of the Dead plane. And I think that is because we no longer need it. By no longer needing it, I mean that Treyarch thinks that by now we should have figured out what it means, that it's a symbol. I'd like to think that the plane is a good representative of Mob of the Dead. We see a lot of Mob of the Dead symbols in Black Ops 3, and I think that's because Treyarch wants us to think really hard on Mob of the Dead. And that is because Mob of the Dead shows us a cycle. Like I've tried to say before, like I've tried to say before, Mob of the Dead is the first map where we see a cycle, unless you want to count Shangri-La. So they want us to think cycle. They're trying to hint at us that our players are stuck in a cycle, which we are later given hints at. We see that when other trailers come out for Xbox and PC, they're different trailers. I noticed it more especially in Zetsubo no Shima, that there were more differences from their trailer than to the trailer in PS4. Unless you play Xbox, I'm sorry I said their trailer. Alright, there's a difference between all the platforms that you play it in. And that's starting to hint at us that there can be different outcomes, and possibly that our players are trapped in some sort of cycle. But we no longer need it in Revelations because it's already very strongly hinted. And then at the end of Revelations, it's just confirmed. They go back to premise, and we know that the cycle starts over. So that's really all that I think that the Mob of the Dead plane means. See, right now it sounds pretty lame because now we know. But if it would just start in Shadows of Evil, when we figured it out, it would have been the coolest thing ever. Like, oh my god, the plane is a symbol. The characters are stuck in a cycle. That's what it means. And you know how I think we can figure out things that we're starting to figure out now? I think if we think how we thought back when Shadows of Evil started, then we could figure out a lot more. What I mean by that is, and I'm actually going to try it, try and take away as much knowledge as possible and try and think of theories that we thought of in the beginning and see what connects with what we think now. And that's what I'm thinking, that we were thinking way too much on the plane. It was really just meant to be nothing more, something small, something short. Look, we're already at the end of the game and there's nothing else Mob of the Dead related. Mob of the Dead related. I think I said that too fast where it didn't make sense in my head. But anyways, besides the blood vials, that's it. The blood vials did help them because it did come from a world that was closed off, and that's how they were able to stay present in Monty's universe. I'm gonna go get my favorite gun here. But that's how they were able to stay present in Monty's universe. Like I said, Mob of the Dead is very strongly hinted at in Black Ops 3 Zombies. So they really wanted us to think hard, and the representation for that was the plane. They wanted to show us that the players were in a cycle, and that's really all that it means. For now, it's what actually makes sense. The rest is just theories. But if something else with hard proof comes along, I will gladly take that. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Thanks for clicking. Bye guys.